Hey, everybody. I'm sorry that you couldn't join me on the original night on April 3rd, but I started to record my Zoom a little late, so we're going to do this version of it instead. I'm feeling very techie right now. I'm so excited to meet your kids. Let me start with that. We have a really, I think, robust orientation process when it comes to introducing your students to Weston Middle School. We have a big day coming up on May 30th, and then also in the first couple days of the school year itself in September, we really just focus on getting used to the building and getting used to how schedules work and all that good stuff. I promise you that we are prepared to, excitedly introduce a whole bunch of new kids to how great this school is, and I'm going to really enjoy working with this team right here to do that. So Brian Buck's our new assistant principal this year. He's done an amazing job getting to know our kids, and I'm so excited to have him be year two and bring his positive energy to a bunch of new students, which is gonna be great. Kerry Rainville Collins is stepping in as our sixth grade director. Georgianne Boschus has done this job for a while, for many years, and Kerry Rainville's taken the reins. She's had great leadership in her past also. Phoenix Aiello is on her cycle through, so she will be your school counselor for the next 3 years, which is great. That's a nice system that we have where the counselor follows for all 3 years. We have three counselors that do that, and then Cyril Kukulu, you'll get to see him later on in the presentation. He's our MECO academic liaison, one of the most important people we have in our building. So, I like to start off with our mission, right? We strive to be excellent, right? We try to build community, all right. And I think middle school is a great time where we're letting kids kind of figure out who they are and what they're passionate about. And along the way, we teach some lessons and kind of guide them on that. It's a really safe place here. We think diversity is one of our best assets, and we really try to take a bunch of different kids with a bunch of different ideas and make them feel like we're heading in the right direction and swimming in the same direction together. I think we do a pretty good job of that. This is an example. We had this amazing Holocaust survivor come in and speak to us, and every student in the building, committed to staying together. So we always have this in our cafeteria, and I want students to see the positivity and to see the unity whenever possible in our building. So I am Phil Oates. I'm the middle school principal. This was my first year going through. We have a lot of fun here. This is us on the turkey trot. I just, happy kids learn, right? So we're going to install a bunch of different fun things throughout the year while also pushing our students academically and trying to make them understand how seriously we take academics. All right, but we do believe that if we have some fun along the way, that students will actually buy in on the academic part as well. We just had a great Wildcat Wednesday last week where we had our Sources of Strength, which is the student leadership group. They organized some nice competition between advisory groups. We had fun. We did some volleyball. We did some tape art, thanks to our PTO Creative Arts Council. We did some Pictionary. We did some competition that way. And then we ended the day over at the high school auditorium where we did some karaoke, which was great. And, we had some students get up there. We had some teachers get up there, and we had a jazzing good time. So a lot of fun on there. This is my 7th year here in Weston, completing now. So next year will be 8. It's a really wonderful place. I have been very lucky to land here, and in my 17 years in middle school level, I've seen a lot of stuff, and I just want you to know this is the finest institution you can have. I'm very lucky to be here. I do have a math background, just as an aside. Majored in math at Tufts and all that good stuff, and taught math before I went into administration. This is my 8th year in administration. You get to meet my kiddos and my puppy. This is Ellen. She is actually going to be in 7th grade next year. This knucklehead is Bobby. He's going to be in 6th grade, so I'm feeling some of the same transition things that you are. This is my Sambo, who's in 3rd grade, and this is Piper. She is now about 10 months old, and she is ridiculously cute and adorable. My lovely wife Biz. She and I met teaching together in Cambridge many moons ago. So that's me. I'm going to give you a quick overview of kind of like how the middle school works. So first of all, another cool opportunity that we have rock walls, all that good stuff, fun climbing. So in the middle school, we have a house system. We are very intentional about the fact that we meet about kids on a regular basis. So each grade is broken up in half into houses, and then we actually speak about students every Wednesday morning. So, talk about Happy Kids Learn. We're going to talk about, hey, listen, Freddie's been a little off. Has anybody noticed that? We're going to talk about the social emotional part. We're going to talk about academically. Is someone struggling a little bit? Is someone hitting a wall? How can we support them? We've got a bunch of systems of support that we can offer there. We're noticing behavioral trends as a group. We're noticing academic trends as a group, and we can, meet as a team of educators, and we come up with plans together, and that's every week. We do help kids through a variety of things, right? Like I said, academics, socially, emotionally, right? We're gonna help your students succeed however we can. We're lucky enough to have 5 counselors in our building, which is really great. So, we have a lot of support systems in place. We have Compass, which is another program where we take care of kids that need a little extra support. We do a pretty good job with that. We do also do a good job academically. We got this fancy award a couple years ago for working on the achievement gap. We do support students in a bunch of different ways. We end the day on Tuesday and Thursday with a flex block, which is basically a what I need block, where students can go get extra help or check in with teachers or make up quizzes or just get homework done. We also have the X block before school on Thursday morning. Our Boston students are busting at 7:30, but our building is open for all Weston residents to also come and get some extra help before school on Thursday. Where all we're doing is helping kids. We don't have anything else going on. And I think giving that time and working hard with our students, this is part of the reason that we've gotten this award, which has been pretty fun. But we really do try to help every single kid and push kids at the same time. We've already had some of our staff visiting the field school. Again, on May 30th, we'll be coming up. The students will be coming in to have some lunch with us, I believe, and move around the building and get some tours, which will be great. That's the day that there's many of our music students are out at Six Flags and doing a competition. We've had our Miss Aiello has been meeting with Miss Small. I'll be meeting with Dr. Green as his Mr. Buck. And then, we kind of work together to make it, over the summer and kind of figure out kids as much as we can so that we can set them up for success in the fall. You'll have access to the Infinite Campus portal. I'll kind of communicate along the way. I know you'll have some letters about, math placement and all that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. Let me talk about your student schedule for next year. So every single student every day will have math, English, science, and social studies. So that's the 4 that are every day for 6th grade. And then RWC is called Reading, Writing, Connections. That's 3 days a week. And then your student will probably take a world language. That'll be 2 days a week. They take PE twice a week. We have health once a week, right? And then we kind of build up a combo there with our arts rotation here. Each student will take art, drama, and music. Kind of spread out throughout the 4 quarters, and then guidance, seminar, and media literacy kind of combine into one. So if you look at all this, this would be your 4 quarters right here. Some students take band, chorus, and orchestra, actually like 2/3. We have an amazing music program. So many of our students participate in these, and then we do have some kids that will have a study, and some kids get student services and what's called strategy blocks and all that. At the end of the day, like I said before, and I'll show you a picture of the schedule a little later, we have a couple flex blocks in advisory, and then J-term, something that's really exciting. And we start every June, where we just have the students focus on one project for a week, which is really great. I don't need to go super deep into that. You'll learn about that once you're here. But it's just a fun thing that we do in June when students are maybe a little less engaged. We kind of ramp things up with the project, which is pretty good. I mentioned briefly, and I'll just shout out again that our performing arts are just so good. Of course, I went to the wrong slide. There we go. So the options here, you already have signed up for these, actually, band, chorus, and orchestra. If you made a mistake there, just let me know. I can tweak the schedule. But they meet during the day, which is great. I know that's one challenge with the elementary schools is that they don't have time in the schedule for these. We do meet with it during our schedule. It does kind of give you less time with study halls and to get work done, but it's really, man, it's such an amazing experience getting to go see these kids. I was a tuba guy myself back in the day. So, man, these guys are so much better than I was. I was pretty darn good. So these kids are great. Our staff is so caring and wonderful. Miss McDonald, Miss Nalvin, Miss Nardoni, and Mr. Eldridge and Miss Cody are just 5 amazing educators that kind of work really closely together to make sure that our music kids have the best possible experience. It's really great. Mr. Manley on the top, they do a really, really great job. One more slide for them. You've already signed up for this. But again, if you need something, just email these people, Miss Nalvin or Miss. It's now Miss Cody, but Miss Tight. The email still goes through, and it's just a great group of people. So we'll hook it up. All right, let's talk about math. So just so you know, I know we got the placement letters that'll come out this summer. You'll find out where we're recommending your student goes, whether it's Math 1 or Math 2. Just know that there's, no matter how we start, we always end up with move up options. I think this year alone, we've got 6 students that went from Math Level 2 up to honors in grade 7, just because they worked really hard this year and they got ready, right? Vice versa, right? If your student's stressed out with Math 1, we can dial it back a little bit and go to Math 7, right? So we've got a bunch of different paths here. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but this is, if you want to really work hard and move up to honors, there's opportunities to do that. We do ask that you take our advice, right? I do think our teachers know students really well and how it will go in the future. But there's a bunch of different paths to get there and still end up at AP Stats and AP Calculus. So that's that. All right, this is a look at our formal schedule that I have printed on my wall. It's 5 fingers somewhere right here. These are the blocks that you'll see. Like I mentioned before, the flex. We end the day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with some support. This is the SEL kind of learning that we do in advisory, or we have a community meeting in the APC. We've got flex on Tuesday and Thursday where students can kind of go see teachers if they need to, retake a test, all that good stuff. You're going to have 7 periods in a day, right? 8 periods on these days. So, I think that's good for a lot of kids. 6th graders like to move around, right? We're naturally going to have 6, 7 movement breaks because we're moving from different buildings. Different parts of the building. I think that's a fun thing for, kids. I mean, a little intimidating the first 2, right? But that's a fun thing for students is, instead of just being in one classroom all day in elementary school, right? We actually move around several times per day. The A block, right? We change up the time of the day on purpose too. So it'll be at 8:50 and then at 10:25 and then at 8:50 again and then at 9:40 and then at 8:50, right? So we mix up when they see the teachers because I think each student has their own little, some are a little better first thing in the morning. Some need a period to warm up or 2, right? But this is our schedule. It's really good opportunity for students to get a bunch of different learning opportunities. And then we have our lunch rotation also where they get 25 minutes, with the play space in the cafeteria. So this is what it looks like on the computer. And then our kids get their hands on it and they really enjoy kind of like customizing their own rainbow-rific schedule here, colored up. So students have fun with that. That's part of our orientation process. So I've only got 2 more slides before I'll attach it to the live video that we did in the night. But we're really helping kids learn how to be students and be independent, right? We want them to advocate for themselves. We want them to, to learn a system that works for them, right? We're going to give us some suggestions on how they should do things. Some students listen and say, oh yeah, it's a good idea, right? Some students need to come up with their own thing and be a little more empowered. That's fine. We're going to help guide them and we're going to give them feedback about how that's going. I think that's, again, part of the orientation process that we do. We let students know. Our teachers are very clear about what the expectations are. And then we work really hard at making sure that we're, continuing to grow and continuing to build. If your student really struggles, we'll have support classes to help them figure it out. We've got a bunch of different ways to do that. And again, helping students stay organized, right? This is a picture of a regular classroom in 6th grade. This is what we say, right? We know when the period is going to start and end, so we don't have to waste time asking questions about that. It's very clear about which classes have what assignments and what the expectations are, okay? Agendas are key. Look, you see them all working on their schedules as part of orientation, right? Google Classroom is a big thing for us. All right, most of our teachers use Google Classroom. You'll be able to stay up to date and sign up on that as well. I'm going to stop talking virtually here now, and then I'm going to attach it to another video where you're going to see Miss Aiello introducing herself. Miss Aiello has been here for quite some time, double-digit years. Our whole counseling actually added up together has been here a whole bunch of years. So we have some really experienced people ready to take care of your kid. Thank you so much, and I'm going to pass it off to the live thing that I should have recorded the first time.